If this video found you, you're clearly not interested in staying middle class for the rest of your life and want to change your financial situation, because me too. I'm not interested in being that one day millionaire or the person who has to wait until they're 65 to start enjoying their life and living life on their terms. I want different for myself, and I'm guessing that you do too. Growing up middle class, I was taught the traditional slash middle class trap way of life, where you basically go to school, you get your degree, get a high paying job, climb the ladder, and work that job or work in corporate America until you reach retirement age, and then you can ride off into the sunset. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that way of life or that path, but if you want more options for yourself, if you want to have multiple income streams, if you don't want to work until you're 65 or be work optional before you turn 65, then this is the video for you. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kennedy. I'm 25 years old and I'm really into personal finance, if you couldn't tell. I love talking about all things wealth building and financial freedom and entrepreneurship and side hustles, and I'm on my own journey to achieve financial freedom and build a work optional life. I am very new to YouTube, so I would so appreciate it if you guys could like this video and subscribe. Your support would mean the world to me. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some of the habits and mindsets that I've kind of inherited from growing up middle class that have been keeping me in the same position financially, and some of these things may be holding you back too. So let's start with talking about saving. And if you guys see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes on my iPad, and there's a really interesting quote that I wrote down. It reads, "There's a limit to how much you can save, but there's no limit to how much that you can earn." And this perspective shift kind of changed everything for me, because this is not what I was taught growing up in a middle class household. Don't get me wrong here, saving your money is so important. Having an emergency fund is important. Having your sinking funds, whether it's for healthcare, travel, whatever, all of that is important. But the key thing here is that you cannot save your way to wealth. And if you want to build a work optional, financially free life, you're going to need to do some things differently than the traditional middle class playbook. For instance, financial freedom is not something that can most of the time be achieved through living an ultra frugal life or just penny pinching. But if you're anything like I was, you're putting too much energy into saving your money and penny pinching and counting every dollar instead of focusing on ways that you can earn more money and grow your money and have your money work for you. So if you're denying yourself subscriptions and getting coffees and taking trips, what kind of quality of life is that if these are things that you actually enjoy? And number two, think about all the good things that would happen if you shifted your energy and effort that you were putting towards saving your money into something like growing your income or investing in assets. We are big on quotes here, and I have one by Warren Buffett, and it says, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." And to this point, growing up middle class, I was kind of conditioned to hoard my money and to just, hold on to it so closely and tightly because you're so afraid of losing it. But in order to make money, you have to let it go. You have to give it a job. And investing can mean a multitude of things. It doesn't have to just be investing in the stock market, crypto, or real estate. It can also be investing in yourself. And I'm happy I learned this early on, because the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Yet it's not uncommon for a middle class household to be reliant on 1 or 2 income streams from a job. So when you diversify your income sources, you're not only creating security for yourself and your family, but you're also creating opportunity. And don't get me wrong here either. I'm not telling you to go out there and work 7 different jobs, but you should be working towards creating a life for yourself where you're able to generate income that doesn't need your active involvement. Growing up, my dad used to always tell me it is expensive to be cheap. And when you're a kid, things just don't hit the same. It didn't resonate with me. And now as an adult, this is a lesson I've had to learn over and over and over again. Because have you ever bought something with the intention of picking the cheaper option and save money, but you have to keep replacing it, or something breaks, or something goes wrong, and then ultimately you end up spending more money than if you just would have invested in the quality option the first time? That's the price of being cheap, and that's why a planned splurge or buying something of higher quality or paying for convenience is worth it. I used to do my own knotless braids, and it would take me 3 days, an entire weekend minimum. I used to have my mom help me, my aunts help me, and the effort and stress that I was going through during that week I was braiding my hair. Like, I always would regret it halfway through. And now I happily pay somebody to do my hair because not only does it look better, but I'm buying myself back time and also energy and stress. Your time is your currency, and it is so important because it is a non-renewable resource. We cannot get our time back ever. So when you start valuing your time and yourself, your financial decisions are going to follow suit and change completely. Using money to free up time has been linked to increase happiness. There was a study done, and it found that spending money on time-saving services increases happiness and reduces stress more effectively than material purchases. So do yourself a favor and ditch that cheaper is better middle class mentality and buy your time back for yourself so you can focus on spending time with your family or doing whatever you enjoy doing. And that's the perfect transition to the abundance versus scarcity mindset. I truly believe that the biggest shift that will change your financial future is not about dollars and cents at all. It's about your mindset. And I know that might sound a little crazy, but just hear me out here, because when you're operating from a place of scarcity and you don't think that your dream life is possible because being wealthy is something that is limited to a select group of people, you're already ruling yourself out, and it all starts with the belief of believing that you can. And when you shift your mindset and you're operating from a place of abundance, you understand that financial freedom is not something that's reserved for a select group of people. It can be achieved by anyone. Making money is a skill that anyone can learn. We all have something that we're able to monetize. And also that building wealth is possible for anyone that's willing to learn and take consistent action. Our beliefs of what's possible has a direct correlation to our success rate in achieving our goals. And I say all this because our thoughts and our words have power, and we have to train our mind to not think in limits. And the last thing I want to quickly touch on is the power and importance of financial education, because going from middle class to wealthy is not a matter of intelligence or who's smarter. It's all about information and access to that information and the action that you take after you learn about the information. So whether it's listening to podcasts, reading personal finance books, watching videos like this, or just hanging around people who have similar goals, you have to take the time to consistently be learning. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you found value or enjoyed this video. And if you did, I'd really appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel as I continue to grow my YouTube. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. All right, that's done. I don't even think I'm gonna post that one.